Hey everybody, it's Jeff with Helper Geeks, and today I'm going to give you my full review of the Samsung Galaxy S8. The Galaxy S8 and S8 Plus have finally arrived after much anticipation and publicity. Right out of the box and in person, it's easy to see that this phone looks beautiful. Taking its cue from the Edge models of the S6, S7, and the notorious Note 7, the Galaxy S8 and S8 Plus design comes standard with sleek curved edges. A thin but sturdy aluminum frame wraps around the phone, adding only a small hint of a bezel when looking straight at the screen. The top and bottom edges of the screen have narrowed as well, giving us more screen real estate than any previous Galaxy design has offered. 5.8 inches for the S8, 6.2 inches for the S8 Plus, to be precise. Similar to the LG G6, the S8 is unique in that it has a rather large display, but is still a relatively slim phone, making it easier to hold and use in one hand than previous large screen devices. This is a nice touch that I've enjoyed on both the G6 and the S8. However, if you plan to use the S8 without a case, be careful. The rounded edges and glass back make it quite the slippery phone. I choose to only use mine with a case because of this. Also, like the G6, the S8 display has a unique 18:9, technically 18.5:9, aspect ratio. But what sets it apart, as is usually the case with Samsung, is the gorgeous organic LED Quad HD Plus display, which, as expected, is their most vivid, beautiful display to date. There's no longer a physical home button. Instead, much like most of the other Android phones today, the home button is integrated into the software. Keeping with previous models, the S8 has the traditional power and volume buttons, the dual-purpose SIM and SD card tray, USB-C connectivity, and a headphone jack. The new addition to the Galaxy line is a dedicated button that launches Hello Bixby, Samsung's not quite finished attempt at a Google Assistant-like integration. Bixby will be receiving software updates in the future that should add voice control, among other features. Until then, we also have the option of long pressing the home button to bring up Google Assistant. The full glass back of the phone features a 12 megapixel camera, along with the fingerprint sensor, which is right next to it. This placement has proven awkward compared to other phones, such as the Pixel or the G6, and it definitely takes getting used to if you want to scan your fingerprint without thinking too much about it. For me, it's gotten easier as I've used the phone more, but I also find myself inadvertently touching the camera or the flash LED instead of the sensor from time to time. Samsung has also integrated an iris scanner to the front of the phone, giving us another option to securely unlock our devices. So for some, that may alleviate the awkwardness of the fingerprint sensor. I've used the iris scanner sparingly so far, and I found that with indoor lighting it seems to work very well, but time will tell on how reliable this option is. The basic internals of the phone include the brand new Snapdragon 835 processor, 4GB of RAM, and 64GB of internal storage, with of course the option to expand storage with the SD card up to 256GB. The S8 has a 3000 mAh battery, which drains a bit more quickly than I would like, but with the combination of the newest processor and USB-C, it can also be charged up very quickly as well. I've yet to really flex the battery life, so time will tell if it's a huge problem. As for software, the S8 runs Android Nougat, or 7.0, right out of the box, and the user interface consists of Samsung's latest TouchWiz setup, with its traditional rounded square icon theme. Gone is the standard app drawer button, replaced instead with the ability to open up your application list by simply swiping up or down on the screen, along with some other small but useful changes. So far, it seems like a more immersive experience that complements the OS rather than a skin that gets in the way. Having used many Galaxy phones in the past several years, I've always found that Samsung's TouchWiz interface starts to cause stutter, lag, and becomes cumbersome after using the phone for a few days. But after using the S8 for just about a week now, I've been pleasantly surprised with TouchWiz. It continues to look and feel smooth, with no real hint of notable slowdown, and I enjoy the look of the theming and animations that come with it. Perhaps TouchWiz is finally better at making use of the superb hardware built into the phone. Hopefully that continues as I use the phone for a longer period of time. Another area where Samsung always shines, in my experience, is the camera. The 12 megapixel camera on the S8 produces what I've come to expect. Crisp, clear photos that are rich in color, even with the automatic camera settings. I can take photos very quickly with the phone, and thus far, I haven't really seen any problems when it comes to auto-adjusting for the light. Much like previous models, the large f1.7 aperture allows for some really nice low-light shots as well. And for all of us photo enthusiasts out there, the software offers a Pro mode with the full palette of manual settings, which is always a welcome feature. Also as expected, the S8 keeps its water and dust resistance with the IP68 rating. My very limited water tests prove that it will function seamlessly after a quick dunk, and I'm not concerned at all about its durability in daily happenstance, bad weather, or similar. The bottom line is that the Galaxy S8 and S8 Plus are fantastic phones. They look beautiful, they have great form factors, and so far they perform very smoothly, making a satisfying user experience. I was pleasantly surprised with LG's new G6, as you may have seen in my recent review. The Galaxy S8 had higher expectations, and I think for the most part it's met them, making it a better phone than the G6 in my humble opinion. I would prefer a more logical placement for the fingerprint sensor, and a better grip on the edges, but neither of those aspects are deal breakers for me. As I'm able to use the phone more, I'll get a better sense of longevity when it comes to software performance, battery life, and general durability. But it's safe to say that this is the best Samsung phone to date, and easily in the running for the best Android phone to date. That's it for our review. Please take a moment to comment, like, share, and subscribe, and help us out. This is Jeff for Helper Geeks. Thanks for watching.